Hey, how's it going guys? Phil here, and this is a review for the Nespresso Vertuo Pop Plus Deluxe coffee machine by Breville. Thank you to Best Buy for sending me this product for free to try. You'll receive the coffee machine, metal drip tray, pod sampler pack, instruction manual, quick start guide, and warranty info. The product's serial number for registration can be found on a sticker on the underside of the drip tray's insert. After removing the sticker, the insert sits in the tray matte side up so that the top is flat and flush. This is the coffee maker. It has a high-end matte black and gold trim aesthetic and measures 14.5 inches deep, 10.5 inches tall, and 7.5 inches wide, including the water tank at the back left-hand side. The clear acrylic tank is removable for filling and washing. It has a drop-in lid that does not clip or lock into place, so be careful when carrying it that you don't flip it over, or it will fall out. The capacity of the tank is about 4 cups or 1 liter. On the left-hand side of the machine is the waste bin that holds the spent coffee pods. It has a removable insert tray with holes on the bottom to let excess water drip into the compartment below. Both of these pieces are top rack dishwasher safe. It has a thick, heavy-duty grounded cord that is around 2 feet long, and on the bottom are small rubber feet that help prevent it from sliding on your countertops. At the front of the machine is a single dispensing spout, and below it are 2 notches in the housing to set the drip tray in. The top notch is for shorter glasses up to 3 inches tall, while the bottom is for larger vessels up to 4 3/4 inches tall. Without the drip tray installed, you can use a vessel up to 5.5 inches tall. At the top of the machine is a single multifunction button with a coffee cup icon on it. This button will perform different actions depending on how many times you press it and for how long. In front of it are 2 symbols, lock and unlock, which correspond to the gold lever around it that you turn to open and close the top lid. When turning the lever counterclockwise to open, if you stop at the unlock symbol, the lid will partially pop up. Turning the lever past this point will activate the spring to fully open the lid. And inside is the holder where you'll load your coffee pods. Just behind it is the chute where the spent pods drop into the waste bin. After closing the lid, turn the lever clockwise to the left to lock it again. This step is required in order to begin a brew cycle. In the instruction manual, you'll find an exclusive one-time use $10 coupon on coffee orders of 5 or more coffee sleeves. That's 50 pods ordered at Nespresso.com. In your starter sampler, you'll receive 12 different varieties, and on the underside of the lid of the box it comes in, you'll find brief descriptions of their flavor profiles, strength, and variants. Each pod has a unique barcode around its rim, allowing the machine to identify it and automatically select the optimal settings for brewing, like water temperature and brew time. So, for example, it'll know that this is a single espresso shot and defaults to dispensing 40 milliliters or 1.35 fluid ounces of coffee. There are also decaf pods available, which are distinguishable by the red ring around the top of the pod. All the pods have unique colors so you can quickly identify the type and flavor if you have a favorite, and the pods are recyclable as they're made entirely of aluminum. You'll notice that the pods have different sizes, which will help you determine how much coffee they're meant to brew at a glance. The smallest is a single espresso shot, then you have a double shot, and the large pods included with the sample pack will brew a full 8-ounce cup of coffee. There's one size larger, the XL, which you don't get in the sample, and that's meant for brewing 12-ounce cold brew style coffee or a full 18.8-ounce carafe. While XL pods can be used in the Vertuo Pop Plus, note that Nespresso's branded vessel sizes like Alto and Carafe are not compatible with the machine as they are too tall. The instructions show you how to connect Nespresso's smartphone app via Bluetooth, which provides firmware updates over Wi-Fi and maintenance features like initiating factory reset or emptying the tank for long-term storage, in addition to having a storefront for reordering coffee capsules, add-ons, and other accessories. Before first use, be sure to wash, rinse, and dry the removable parts like the water tank, drip tray, and waste bin. Then fill the water tank with plain tap water, remove the drip tray, and set a bowl under the dispenser that can hold at least 4 cups of water. Press the coffee button on top to turn on the machine. Then press the button 3 times quickly to start a rinse cycle. The coffee machine will start up and prime the water pump. After a moment, hot water will start dispensing from the spout. and the light on top will flash orange. You will hear the motor making different sounds during this process, which is meant to flush the lines of any manufacturing debris or residues. It won't drain the entire water tank, but when it's done, you can discard the spent water and replace the drip tray. The first pod I tried was the Bianco Doppio, which is a double espresso milk drink. We'll open the lid and place the pod in the machine. Press the lid down firmly, which will puncture the seal at the top. Then turn the lever to lock the lid in place. I did find that the lightness of the machine makes this a two-handed operation. Place your glass under the spout, and I'm using the short height to reduce splashing. Then press the coffee button on top once. When running, the machine sounds a bit like a blender. And that's because the pod inside is spinning at 7,000 RPM in order to infuse the water with the coffee, rather than the more traditional method of brewing espresso, which forces hot water through the grounds at high pressure. This method of centrifugation is able to extract a thick, rich crema from the grounds without the use of high pressure, and you can see the smooth, foamy result. From start to finish, it took about 70 seconds to pull this double shot. This is supposed to be a milk drink, but the Vertuo Pop doesn't have the ability to steam milk, so I had to use a separate machine to add steamed milk to my cup for a cappuccino-style drink. Cheers! And that came out really tasty, fairly dark and rich, and I didn't stir it, so you can see a bit of coffee settled at the bottom that didn't get mixed in, but overall, very flavorful and satisfying. After brewing, make sure you open the lid of the machine to automatically eject the pod into the waste bin, and leave the lid open for the machine to air dry in order to prevent the development of mold and mildew. The bin can comfortably hold around 4 pods before it needs to be emptied, but there's no reminder LED on the machine for that. The spent pods will have a large hole in the center where the water is injected, and a ring of small holes around the perimeter which dispense the brewed coffee as it's spun around at high speed. You can open the pods, discard the grounds and foil, then recycle the aluminum shell in your recycling bin. Or order a free recycling bag from Nespresso. Fill it with up to 100 pods and drop it off at any UPS location at no cost. One thing I found when brewing the Grand Lugo sized pods is that the coffee foams up a lot, and my 12-ounce glass, which was barely tall enough to fit under the brew head, still wasn't large enough to contain the entire 8-ounce drink. So if you're using the large pods, be sure to use a 16-ounce vessel short enough to fit under the spout. After the foam settled, the amount of coffee I ended up with was around 8 ounces, though still with a lot of foam. Again, make sure to eject the pod at the end of the brew cycle, so you can air out any remaining moisture in the machine. Each pod size also has a secondary expert mode function that dispenses half the amount of liquid when you press the brew button twice. This is designed for more concentrated brews like ristretto, a half shot, or for use in milk drinks so that the flavor isn't watered down. The result is a naturally sweeter and less harsh version of the same drink with a smoother taste, less acidity, and reduced bitterness. Overall, the Vertuo Pop Plus is a simple-to-use pod-style coffee machine that makes brewing the exact style and amount of coffee you want easy. From single shots to full carafes, you'll get consistent results in minutes at the push of a button, with automatically optimized water temperatures and brew times. While personal customization options are limited, there are plenty of varieties to choose from and unique flavors, as well as limited and seasonal blends to keep things interesting. Plus, many pods can be purchased individually or in sleeves of 5 or 10, so you can try them out without having to commit to a large quantity all at once. The only drawback of the barcode system is that there currently isn't a reusable pod option that you can fill with your own coffee grounds, nor are there any compatible third-party capsules available to purchase outside of Nespresso, making their pods slightly on the higher priced side, at $1 to $3 per capsule. You also won't be able to dispense plain hot water for tea drinkers in your household. I hope you enjoyed this review. You can ask me any questions in the comments. I'll put a link to the product in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and join me next time.